Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exceptional episode of the Pitchside podcast. Telling me say what he twisty today. Grand. Modise, a big feat this past game against Amazulu. Peter getting to 100 goals.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
To 100.
And that's for Sundowns.
It's just for Sundowns.
Yeah.
They don't count. I also counted till it's at Highlands Park. So for him to get to such a number and to be always like facing or maybe chasing the double figure every season, I mean, it shows you that he's a natural goal scorer.
Yeah.
And I can just imagine as to then how much or how many goals rather you actually get into as a Mamelodi Sundowns player, because you can see every time he puts on the jersey, every time he gets onto the pitch, he's a player that wants to score.
Yeah.
And as much as sometimes he gets a lot of criticism of the goals, opportunities that he missed, imagine if he converts 50% of those. So we'll be speaking of 180, 200 goals. So congratulations to Peter. I mean, it really, really went to a person that is well deserving. And I always said to Peter, once you're loyal to the game and you respect the game will get to you.
100%.
It'll give you back 100 times full. So
I think people don't understand the amount of work that a guy like Peter puts in. I mean, there's days when the team is off, but he's here shooting. Yeah. He's in the gym working out. He's really a servant of the game.
And that's the thing, right? So I remember also like seeing him training, Lana, when the team is not training. And in most cases, you're expecting players, especially in this area, you're expecting players to be able to be, creating content regarding that. And I was waiting to see if there is content on this page, and there was none. And I remember it was those times when he wasn't playing regularly. So most of the time, players are not playing regularly. They tend not to do extra work because of they're feeling some type of way.
Yeah.
And Peter was like determined to come back into the team. And look at him now being on the 100, and we have so many games to go. So it will be very interesting to see then where he ends up end of the season.
I actually had a conversation with him about that, and he was like, the one thing he doesn't want is distraction from football. Yeah. And he really feels like if he was to become a social media person where he's consistently, it would distract him from the game and his primary focus. So he tries, like, by all means, just to get in there, put in the work, and hope that when game day comes, it can show. Because he's like, if I'm not playing, I must still be able to support the guys and give it the best, because at the end of the day, nothing is bigger than the team.
Of course, nothing is bigger than the team. And to have such a player with, only professionalism, so it's highly recommendable. And the attitude as well, man. He's got a proper attitude of a footballer, of a professional footballer. And these are type of people that will actually succeed, even beyond football itself, because of the dedication and the hard work that they're putting in. And we're not getting surprised whenever they get such accolades.
100%.
Man, I just hope that Peter is such a good example for youngsters that are coming up.
Amazing. Masandawana, we're at the stadium and on the ground with you guys, and this is what you had to say.
Shalulile, my brother, I love you. All the best on your 100 goals.
They say that if you are loyal and committed to football, at some point in time, football, it's going to reward you. And that is exactly what is happening to Peter Shalulile. He scored today up against Amazulu, and a goal that we solely needed. We were just 0-0, and he ensured that he gives us a lead. And there's nothing that we can do except to congratulate our greatest sniper of all times, Peter Shalulile. He's just left with some few goals. Less than 5 goals, less than 4 goals, less than 3 goals to reach that milestone that was put there by the greatest of them all, the greatest goal scorers. And Peter Shalulile is numbered among the best.
Congratulations to Shalulile for scoring 100 goals. Congratulations, you are the best. Kabuyelo!
Congratulations to Shalulile for scoring 100 goals. We are behind you, boys. It's me, your mommy, Lerato Sabangu, Mamruti, who is always praying for you and fasting for you.
Kerato Lebuhisa Peter Shalulile. Shalulile, you are the best. We love you. Congratulations, Peter Shalulile.
Modise, 2-0 win against Amazulu. I mean, I watched the game and I was sitting there and thinking, hey, Mangete wasn't here to play.
Yeah.
5 across the back, 2 sixes. Nakwetsi, he had parked the bus.
But also sometimes I look at those type of games and I'm like, but what is it that they can do better? Because at times you look at Mamelodi Sundowns, especially how now they play, you know, with the momentum that they have, it's very difficult to go pound per pound. And as a coach, you also don't want to get that humiliation of 4 or 5. You still want to, you know, put yourself in a position where you still are able to come back into the game and trying to win the game. And Athazwane is such a good coach. For a good coach like Athazwane that wants to play, to come to a game where he says, you know what, I'm going to respect this and be able to, you know, strategize my system in a different way so that maybe I can stop Mamelodi Sundowns. It tells you the type of respect that he has for the team. And you can't falter him because of many teams that tried to go pound per pound, they got humiliated. So you want to face in a sector. Arthur did what he could, but also it was one of those games where we know that whenever they play against Mamelodi Sundowns, they play differently. Whenever they play other teams, they play openly because then they'll use the speed, they'll use the counter-attack. But also sometimes to play such a system, you need to have players that are of that quality to be able to, you know, to keep that discipline for 90 minutes. And it go on a flop here sometimes. But with the quality of Mamelodi Sundowns, I think it also puts us in a better position all the time whenever we play a game.
I think I saw when the lineup came out and I didn't see Rowan Human in there and the usual faces, I knew that we are going to be playing against a team that has reinforced the back line. And you could see it. I mean, the whole first half we went in 0-0 until late because of just the way they'd defend with the 5, play the 2 sixes, and then Extian, I think it's Moremi and the striker were always trying to catch us on the break to break.
And they use Extian very, very well, especially since, now that Coach Villagaz is not there, but whenever those two were there, they're using Extian better because then he knows how to cheat in that number 10 position and he's got a good pass. So whenever they do play out in transition, they use him so well. And when with Human as well, what his strength is, he's able to carry the ball. So when you don't see him on the pitch, you're like, okay, minus one problem. But of course, you still have Moremi that has a speed. But if you cancel the passes of the balls, you don't have to worry about the speed of Moremi. And that requires then, you know, to have the importance now of Ronan Williams to play that sweeper keeper role. But I would strongly say that even if you do have those type of weapons, at some point you need to find a way to score Mamelodi Sundowns if you're trying to win the game. And I can't falter a team that comes in, especially a team of AmaZulu, where they come from, where they want to go. You don't want to have like a big setback. You know, a 4-0, it's very difficult to go to training the next day. You know, so those are type of things that you look into as a coach, like how then emotionally would I be able to support these boys? And sometimes even if as a player, you go into a game where the system has changed, you know that you're going to defend. It's annoying because you want to show your showcase.
You want to show your talent.
You want to show your talent. So it's one of those situations.
Now, tell me, see, as I said to it, Peter, how are you? It's an off day and guess who's here?
But I'm surprised that you're not even tucked in.
Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
How are you, Boza? How are you, my guy? Congratulations.
We're just speaking about you. That it's an off day and we knew that the one guy who's coming. Teko, for how long, though, can a team play in that low block for a 90-minute game and not concede?
Dude, it's very difficult. You know, it would be unfair for me to speak of because I've never played for a team that does that. But I've played against teams that does that because all you need to do is just be a little more patient. And when you're not on the ball, we were not taught to be patient, not on the ball. So we're getting coaches that teaches you to be patient when you have the ball. So you wait. When you're patient enough, 1 or 2 players will step up and be able to, you know, maybe counter press or whatever the case may be, and then you go on and be able to score. So it's very difficult to sustain that system for 90 minutes.
Can't you say, coaching, development? I'm tired. No, interesting one. And then we also then go on and we make the subs and also get a goal early in the second half, which then gives us momentum to start controlling the play of the game and the tempo, most importantly. Yeah,
because teams, what they do is they plan to stop Mamelodi Sundowns from scoring. But I sometimes fail to see if there is a contingency plan as to then what is it that you do after Mamelodi Sundowns scores. Because you can have all that system, with the 5 and a 4, but once Mamelodi Sundowns score, are you making subs or are you changing the system within the players that you have? Sometimes I've seen teams that are changing the players that they have on the pitch. So which means you have players on the pitch that are not flexible enough to be able to change systems. And that also disrupts your rhythm. So that gives Mamelodi Sundowns more chance to actually go and score. It's difficult. Yeah, it's very difficult.
I saw something different though. I was watching Cape Town City playing at the Calabash. Was it Calabash? Anyway, they were playing Cape Town City, and Coach Mushin, instead of going for the low block, he played 4, allowed the Kaizer Chiefs wingers to have the ball and cross it in, knowing that when they cross it, the aerial ball, he's winning all day.
Yeah, and then that becomes the importance that they're in kid, right?
Yes.
To collect those balls, and once you collect those balls, immediately you're in transition to go out and play.
Yeah.
So, and also, which it might be a little bit of controversy, but in South Africa we don't have good crossers of the ball. So sometimes when you have wingers like that, allow them to cross the ball. But as long as you know that you got a goalkeeper that is brave enough to collect those balls, immediately you position your people very well. You always be in a transitional phases, but also you need to have the type of players able to do that. And you have your speak about Coach Machine. They've been in the game for so long. They study opponents very well, and they strategize every game. Everyone when they play, it's always a different system, always different personalities on the pitch. So you're playing against a very, very clever coach.
We saw the return of Ronald Williams into the game. Very loud, very vocal. Any of the mistakes that we saw, he was having a good screaming match at the guys. How important is it to have a leader of that caliber in the team?
I'm glad that he got the rest, even though it wasn't the rest that he wanted, because of an injury. Because before that, we started seeing we started noticing that this is not a one that we know. And for the fact that now he's back, he misses the game, you can see also his reaction. We needed his leadership. For him to be back, it gives us a little bit of confidence at the back. It gives us also fluidity to start from the back. And whenever he's on the ball as well, even the opponents know that he can actually
press this one.
You can't press him. So he can unleash that one pass that gets into an opponent's half and be able to go and actually score. So he's not just a goalkeeper for us. He actually helps us in terms of playing from the back and actually keeping positions as well. And that's an attribute that none of the goalkeepers at Mamelodi Sundowns have. So he brings an additional into that. So to have him back, it's great for the national team. It's great for Mamelodi Sundowns, especially in this time of the season where it's crunch time.
It's crunch time. We're going to the big one, the popcorn. It's a big one. This one.
But is it a big one now? Now, when you look at this fixture, is it a big one from an emotional point of view, or is it just a big fixture? Because the reason why I'm asking this question is, I strongly believe that a victory then closes the conversations of the league.
I think it's a big fixture because of the anticipation of the fans and what the talks have been. You must remember, there's the reality of the game, and then there's the space of banter. They're at banter level. This thing is gone.
Okay, I understand.
At banter level, it's about they drew, ruin. This gap, 18 points is there. There's no ways you're catching us at 18 points. But in reality, the math says anything can still happen.
Of course, anything can still happen, but. But since when?
Can it?
Come on. But also, I like the factory. I'm a Sundowns, guys. I just wish that, it was a pirate that comes from a victory to go and face such a game. Then, for me as a football person, like it now creates an anticipation of the match that, it's going to be exciting. Because then you still feel like on the other side, there's still hope.
Okay.
Right. But with such a fixture as well, with anything possible on the day, maybe a victory from that side, it maybe might, ignite that excitement as to then anything is still possible. But we've been speaking of challenges that we want Mamelodi Sundowns to be challenged. But for how long though? So you're starting very well, and then when it's crunch time, that's when you see, they're saying the cream always rises to the top. So whenever there's crunch time, Mamelodi Sundowns does that.
Cream rises to the top. What is it? Cream rises to the top.
Man. So it's always and whenever we speak of the league, especially for teams that are really, really fighting to win the league and are playing in Champions League and participating in all this cup competition, nobody except for Mamelodi Sundowns, because they've been in this position for so long, they understand the importance of February.
Yeah.
So February is where everything else separates. And Mamelodi Sundowns in February, they scored 22, if not 24 goals. They understand the importance of February, because then that's when you stretch the gap. That's when you see players getting suspended, like form and all that stuff. So February, once we survived February, it was evident that Mamelodi Sundowns will actually stretch this league to become even more. But it will be very interesting to see then how also the fans react on a Sunday. But it's a big fixture.
Rivaldo Kutsia said it. This is when you win the league.
Of course.
What happens this is neither here nor there. Crunch time now.
You see that then it tells you the importance of January signings. When you participate in those in the segment, you need to understand that come January, if you don't have the enough firepower, you need to go shop in January, because of February, it has taught every team every season. You look at every coach in February fixtures, they speak about we're playing every 2 games. My guy, it's coming every season. So you need a proper planning for that. And I strongly believe that with Mamelodi Sundowns all the time being accused of, you've got too many players, it's because we understand the schedule that comes with playing for Mamelodi Sundowns. So you get to prepare first, instead of being reactive.
I heard a quote from the press conference, and Coach Arthur Zwane was speaking exactly on that like the structure at Mamelodi Sundowns, they understand how this thing works, and they don't buy players because they're available. They buy players to fit into the system and the structure that they are working on for games to come. Now, before we go on, we were on the ground once again, Masandawana, and this is what you had to say about the game versus Pirates.
I think Mutwana is sleepless nights. Kikuchara Orlando Pirates. Then myself, I can predict or start 11 are not young, so am I young. But what I'm sure of, Kore, Rotana FNB, Ko Pitching Arena, as we name it. FNB is our slaughterhouse, like Loftus and Lucas Moripo. But I'm deadly sure on Sunday, supporters Arena, Barati Livalateri was stoppers of Mamelodi Sundowns, are opening, are throwing in numbers, real FNB. Plus, I will be the happiest because it's my mom's birthday. I wish to give a lovely present, bring 3 points home.
Let's go in numbers. Let's show them we are not 57. Harry FNB like we did last time. Go winner 4-1 again. Pinda 4-1.
Sundown Tunteki Ratang Pinagabe besting, Basakala Pinu, Bakalaka happiness, or Bakonuina, Bajaperete, Perete, Gavana Banyan, Recasavata.
We know Pirates is a big team, but guess what? We trust our boys. We are behind them. We know that they will give us a good result.
I'm expecting 3 points against Orlando Pirates at FNB. So Indian show more Uguti. We must understand. I think the boys must understand the pitch. I saw the pitch. It seems like it's slippery. So definitely show our technical team, the coach will give us happiness on Friday. On Sunday we are going to celebrate our league title.
The biggest mistake in Orlando Pirates was start FNB Stadium. FNB Stadium, that is our slaughterhouse. That's the biggest mistake because I know in FNB Stadium, Ribeiro is the best masfinger at FNB Stadium. So the boys, you just have to pick up your socks. How can you take that 3 points in FNB Stadium? Because we are going to take that 3 points at FNB Stadium.
Going on Sunday against Orlando Pirates, it is very simple for Masandawana. They have to keep the basics. They have to instill the basics. What do we need to do? We need, from the side of the coach, for first time, he must ensure that the team that he puts there is the team that he is sure that they can win. We don't want mediocres. We don't want Mickey Mouses. We want a team, a first 11 team that is going to win. We want a strong left back. We want a strong right back. We want a strong center pairing. We want the 3 musketeers. Allende, you bring Adams, you bring Mokoena. And then up front, it's Reynas, it's Shalulile, it's Ribeiro. Then we can win any day against Orlando Pirates.
Modise, we look at things, right? And we look at the game we played at Loftus.
Yeah.
Surely they're going to come back and want some sort of revenge.
Of course.
To say, actually,
yeah, and especially looking at that game, I think the biggest conversation of that game was, the pitch is this, the pitch was that. One can say maybe it's they creating excuse, or one also can say also they had high hopes of winning that game. So you need to find the reasons as to then why you didn't win the game. But this one will be an opportunity for them to actually rectify those mistakes that they thought that they had on the day. And they'll try and outplay Mamelodi Sundowns. And it will be very interesting because these are type of games where it's an individual battle. It's not a system. It's not Pirates versus. We're going to be looking there, like, okay, sorry, if Tito's playing, it's Tito versus Ribeiro. Mfuke versus. So it's one of those things. And if individuals can win a battle, because these are also spaces and times also that we come back to football of the year, player of the year. These are the type of games that actually make those players. They've
moved the game to the calabash. I personally feel that works to our advantage. And why I say this is, Escotini, you feel like la fan ahleli la. Yasinda la. Now Musa Stadium uhlele grandstand. Yasinda la.
It's very difficult to play.
It's a very difficult pitch to play at.
It is.
Whereas at FNP, it's open.
Yeah.
It allows us. I mean, remember against Kaizer Chiefs, from the halfway you lobbed and scored. There's goals at FNP.
No, there's always been goals for Sundowns at FNB. I don't remember playing at FNB in Mamelodi Sundowns colours struggling to score. Right?
We won the league there last season. 5. We gave them 5 there.
Yeah. Don't go there, my friend.
All I'm saying is there's goals there. All right.
There's goals there, but the thing is, like, we can actually say Libona, it's an advantage for them because they do have players that want space and time on the ball.
Yeah.
So you have your Mufuke, Yonkota, you have Tito, that want space on the ball, right? And also we speak of the importance of showing South African football, and this is the fixture that always does that. And to have a better pitch, to have a bigger pitch, to have a better spectacle, I mean, it is our Super Bowl at the end of the day.
100%.
So I think it's going to be enjoyable from the fans, and I just hope the players as well that goes into that game, they want to prove a point and also they want to enjoy the game.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games that couldn't be scripted. You could get the best soapy directors and whatever, but this game has always got fireworks. It always is a firecracker of a fixture, simply because, and currently it even makes it. What even makes it more exciting is that both teams are playing in CAF, and for the first part of the season, there was big hopes that there'd be somebody to actually contend with Mamelodi Sundowns for the title. But once again, we're finding ourselves, and this is what then I guess makes things work, is that if you've come into Mamelodi Sundowns in January, you have a chance to win your first PSL medal.
Yeah, just like Jaden.
Yeah,
you have an opportunity because you're coming at the right time.
Yeah,
and lucky are you that you get an opportunity to hit the ground rolling, and that's what Jaden did. And because these are very, very important times for every club, and for Mamelodi Sundowns, where you're competing for everything. And I strongly believe that we had a start that was shocking in the beginning of the season. We had a shocking start. And I think maybe that's exactly what we needed, because we haven't had such a start in a long time. And that propelled us to get better and better and better. And now we are very, very confident and comfortable in a sense that now this is Mamelodi Sundowns that I can sleep at night knowing that, the game on Sunday will be sorted, irrespective of who the opponents are.
This is one of those times that he quote, it's not how you start, but how you finish. We do have some questions that have come in from the fans for you, Modise, and the first one goes as so.
Brantiko, ufuna kubuza ukuthi na wena mawubuka according to my referee wethu the way asirefera ngakhona ubuka ukuthi namhlanje singenzani ukuthi kushintshe lokho kwenzekayo manje kulama referee because you can see ukuthi ama referee are biased when we're against the Sundowns.
Oh, it's a very difficult question because I don't know what about the referees. I mean, we've been struggling about the referees, for so long in the country. And sometimes you feel like, because I once had a conversation with one of the referees about the difficulties of, officiating such games. And then he said, sometimes they get those challenges because of the fans. They get into a game knowing that, every decision is going to be questioned. And sometimes, you're refereeing a game without, having that little bit of a confidence itself. So I'm like, yeah, but sometimes you don't want to be the man of the match as a referee. You want to get out of the game. You actually want to forget that you were there. So I strongly believe that Mamelodi Sundowns feel that way because of also the decision that were made, especially against Golden Arrows. That also, but it's not Sundowns only. I saw other games as well that I don't want to mention those names. You saw what happened. So it's just that I think in the country we're just struggling with officiating. I don't know whether VR will help. I don't know what would help actually. I don't know.
Do you think professionalizing referees, because currently, and I'm sorry to say this, there's no better way to say it. It's currently like a side hustle, right? Because guys have full-time jobs and they referee for a game here and there. Do you think making it a professional job where they are fully employed and this is what they do for their bread and butter would help?
It should be. Because if we have to put ourselves in conversations of the best league in the continent, we should professionalize that. I mean, you are refereeing, you're officiating a game of professionals, right? So you should be also being a professional yourself and have a professional contract instead of being a side hustle. And this is one thing that hasn't been tested as yet. So we've done everything else. So why can't we test this one and see whether the referees will actually be, better or get improved? Because I strongly believe that if that happens, we can then start having, referees at the lower level, developing them to become better. We need younger referees to be able to catch up with 100%. The game. We need them to see this as a professional, and once we see people or young people see refereeing as a profession, then our game will forever improve. And I think they need to make it a profession.
I think some part of it is so sad because we saw a game in Africa. A team refused to play because of the referee that was chosen for the game. So I definitely agree with you.
I think the league is gone. What did the legend are sharing with our players for they must keep the momentum for now. Reading the trophies for now. That's my question for them. Getting into our players for under pressure because I know they know everything about the pressure. So the likes of the legend Tompo Keka and Tiani Mabunda, they know. So my question is that.
I don't think there's anything to say to the players itself because Mamelodi Sundowns is not new in this position. They understand, the importance of playing for Mamelodi Sundowns and what it means, and they understand also how they need to contribute to the team. Of course, there will be pressure. I mean, they're human beings, but you do have an astute coach that understands how to, control the emotions of the players. And also it helps that you have senior players within the team that have been in positions like this for season after season. And those are players' responsibilities then to calm those down who are maybe getting nervous and maybe overthinking situations. But Mamelodi Sundowns is not new in this. And I strongly believe as well that if you're a Mamelodi Sundowns fan, you're truly Mamelodi Sundowns fan, you know that this is not new to us.
Yeah. All right, Modise, on the streets, on the ground, on social media, everywhere this talk is going on. But don't hear it from me because I never believe it. Yeah. This is what the fans are saying.
We are playing Orlando Pirates this coming weekend. We've already won the league. They have a view, Ogare. They are busy catching up. And unfortunately, the league is gone. They must just forget about it. They must just focus. Go Kev, but focus on NetBank with the hope they'll win. But unfortunately, because we are there, they must just forget about it.
The question to you then, Mr. Modise, is the league gone?
I strongly believe that the league is gone.
You're choosing your words carefully. I strongly believe.
I strongly believe the league is gone because we have no references to seeing Mamelodi Sundowns dropping 18 points. So I've never seen that happening, not even 10 points. So I can't speak of something that has never happened and be, hypathetic about it. I mean, this is Mamelodi Sundowns. So I strongly believe that it's gone. But on the other side, you still have to have a belief that it's not. Because I know that I'm from a Mamelodi Sundowns team that was chasing 10 points in fewer games to go, and we still managed to, get those points and win the league. So if I was on the other side chasing, I'll say Mamelodi Sundowns have done this. But now that Mamelodi Sundowns are leading so many points, I've never seen Mamelodi Sundowns dropping so many points.
It's a points machine, this thing.
It
doesn't stop. It just keeps going.
Once it starts, my friend.
Modise, what is your score prediction?
I want a 2-1. I don't want like a big scoreline. I want a 2-1 scoreline. The reason is I want the game to be entertaining for 90 minutes. I don't want it to die in the first half and then it's 2-3-0 in the first half and then the game dies. I want it to be exciting until 90 minutes.
No.
This is me. I'm a football guy.
Modise. Renali anxiety, renali matata,
That's football.
No, Modise. Ke re batla 4-0 first half.
Mamela mfethu football.
Mona, ke batla ba goge di cable hape. Modise, we want a big score. We are enough mo bophelong. We don't need the stress, Modise. Re na le mathata, Modise. A re robale mona. Modise, re batla 4 first half.
Ergo child something. What I know about football will take you to places emotionally that you've never been. And this is a game that I want to be at emotionally. Because after this, we will never have such feeling on the league this season. So we're moving on to the next things. So I want that to be that.
This.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The thing about football is this one, Modise. I think sports betting has also come into play its part in this.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it than outside of football allows you to have an escape, to get away from matata lefat.
Yeah.
Now, as a fitla go bolong, relo shapa le ke anxiety da. Our whole entire world is falling apart. we are so Modise, I don't think you understand. Now, personally, I need goals and I need them early so that I can come down and enjoy the game.
Okay.
Games that take too long to get goals are just it's a very thin line because anything can happen 92nd minute. Goal kenang 92nd minute, auna gore la khutla. Mang wa blower. That time sana 2 minutes mo clock. O ba tlwetse ba celebrate for 6. O tlwetse cheche ine a robale mola mo fatsi a rola.
You all
no mamela mona. A re batle mathata. We need goals and we need them early mona.
I get you.
Mathata Modise.
I get you. Marana, I'm speaking from an analyst point of view. I think a game like that, it's so good to analyze because we say in these fixtures in a epitome of South African football. So we need pointers that we can actually analyze and see who's...
No, it's epitome here. Ibe whitewash. Masanda, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave us your comments. And when you see us at the stadium, do come and have a chat to us. We are Masandawana.
Kabi yellow.